Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you for joining me today again. Welcome to the Ayman Show. My name is Iman, and I am so glad to have Dr. Mitra today with me. And we can talk about the physical health as we promised before. Tuesdays is all about your physical health. And let's start with what you eat, nutrition. Dr. Mitra, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Dr. Iman, it's so nice to always join you on these Tuesdays where we talk about health. It's really fun for me to get the word out on how to help people get healthier.
Yeah, thank you so much. Is it all about it, right? I mean, we all do what we do to just make a little bit of difference. And I'm so glad that we missed you last week. I know that you were on your vacation. How was that?
It was nice. It was nice. I was allowed back in Canada, right? With enough tests and whatnot. But yeah, it's nice that the world is opening up again slowly but surely.
All right. So thank you so much. Before we start, Dr. Mitra, would you please introduce yourself and talk about your expertise? And today we're going to talk about nutrition, and that would be really appreciated, please.
Yeah, sure. So I started out as a researcher. I was funded by the National Institutes of Health for almost a decade to study cancer and Alzheimer's when I was a young scientist and a graduate student and a postdoctoral fellow. And that was at Stanford and then at the University of Washington. And I really was looking to help people always, but I thought my path was research. In the lab, and then it became research for my own health because I had some health challenges in my late 20s, and by the time I was 30 I was taking ibuprofen daily for my neck that was really injured and the inflammation not go away, and doctors basically told me, I walked the halls with Nobel laureates, right, at Stanford University, and yet when it came to try to ask for what could I do to help heal my neck, they just told me just take ibuprofen. There's nothing wrong with that. Today we know that that's not something you want to do daily, but back then they just said just keep taking ibuprofen. You'll probably have to take it for the rest of your life and just live with it in physical therapy. And I was not a very rich researcher. Researchers are not very rich, so I didn't have the money for the physical therapy that I needed pretty much on a daily basis. And then I would just go back to the lab and hover over a microscope and make my neck bad again. So it was kind of a vicious cycle I was in. I gave myself an ulcer in my 20s from taking all that ibuprofen and sometimes even stronger painkillers. So that was not a good path to go down so early in my life, And also I had exposed myself to a lot of dangerous laboratory chemicals and radiation. So I didn't realize what that was doing to my health either. And it did cause some autoimmune challenges for me and lots of things. And that was about that time when somebody brought me this product, Juice Plus, into my life and asked me my opinion about it because they knew that I was somebody who said, listen, you can't take vitamins. You can't expect vitamins to change your health. You have to eat right and exercise. That was really what I believed. And I had started a juicing regimen on my own to try to get more like plant nutrition into my body. And it was at that time that Juice Plus was brought to my attention, which is literally like the pulp of 30 different fruits and vegetables that have been dehydrated and put into capsule form. And they also have a natural plant omega. And I didn't understand, like I understood the concept right away. I think when most people think about how many put fruits and vegetables in a capsule, well, because I was a biochemist, I knew that that was really possible. So nobody had to explain the technology to me. So I understood it right away. And so I started taking it, but I didn't take it for my neck. I took it just because I thought it was a good idea, because I couldn't keep vitamins down. If I take vitamins, I feel nauseous when I take vitamins to this day. So I just wanted to see if I could take it, and it made sense to me. So I started taking it. Next thing I know, my inflammation in my neck went away. And I also started to feel more energy, and I dropped a little bit of weight, and I wasn't trying to, but I had gained a little bit of weight because of this autoimmune challenge I had created from radiation exposure, basically. And, that made a huge impression on me. So I started to research fruits and vegetables, like what fruits and vegetables can do for you. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of a little bit of how I got into this. And I tell people, listen, this is something that I've never done anything else as consistently as I've taken Juice Plus. Like for 28 years, I've not even been married for 28 years. So there's nothing I've done for my health as consistently as Juice Plus. And I believe in it more today than ever. So
and even if you consider marriage something good for your health, I don't know about that.
This is the one to get married to, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Alrighty. So as a scientist, you started taking Juice Plus first for yourself, and then you saw the benefit and the impact, and you start researching it, and now you are eating Juice Plus for over 30 years, and now you are promoting it, talking about it, and as I am so passionate about it as well. But when I talk to my friends about Juice Plus, the first question is, so they are open to try it, to receive it, but they say, so what is this vitamin supplement that you're talking about? And even for me as a physician, sometimes it's challenging how to explain with the difference between macro and micronutrients, and how we can just put them in a category easy to follow. Can you please help us with that as a nutritionist?
Yeah, so micronutrients and macronutrients, it's really important to understand the difference, because all over the internet, everybody's talking about making a change to their macronutrition. So macro with an A, M-A-C-R-O, macronutrition is the proteins, the carbohydrates, the fats. So people are talking about high fat, low fat, arguing about high fat, low fat, high protein, low protein, high carbohydrates, low carbohydrates. And that's all people are talking about. But people aren't talking about micronutrition enough, which is macronutrition. If you think about a car, it's like the gasoline that you put in the car. It will make the car go. And we're not, and it's the calories that we eat. They come from proteins, carbs, and fats. We are not, would you agree, we're not calorie deprived? There's nobody that's not getting enough calories. In fact, people are trying to cut back on their calories, maybe, or cut back, trying to figure out how to find that balance of how many calories they get. But what they need to pay attention is the oil in the machinery. Like, you would never let your car, get to the red line with the oil. And I imagine when I just bought myself an electric car, so I don't have to worry about the oil anymore. But, in normal cars that are driving out there, everybody pays attention to their oil gauge. You never want to let it get to red. Well, we're driving our machine that is our body into the ground by letting our micronutrient needle be in the red, because we're not getting enough fruit and vegetable nutrition, plant nutrition into our body. These are not just vitamins, like vitamins. So vitamin C, for instance, Linus Pauling is the scientist who found vitamin C. I was lucky enough when I was a student at Stanford to actually hear from this legendary man, but he was really focused on just vitamin C, right? And he's crazy about it. And then later we learned, as the machinery and the technology improved, we realized, wait, we have so many more than the handful of vitamins in plants. There's tens of thousands of nutrients in an apple, for instance. And vitamin C is just one of tens of thousands of nutrients in an apple. And so an apple is more effective in preventing disease than a vitamin C. So you could take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, or you can take an apple, which only has 5 milligrams, but that 5 milligrams is going to be more effective because of all the other tens of thousands of nutrients working like an orchestra instead of a single instrument. It's like a full orchestra that is available to help you make your health work. So this oil in the machinery that we need is plant nutrition. So when people say like, okay, if I take Juice Plus, how many servings of fruits and vegetables? Because they hear, oh, I should get 10 servings or 20 servings of fruits and vegetables. They ask me, how many servings of fruits and vegetables do you get from these, fruit, veggie, berry capsules? And I tell them, well, when it comes to macronutrients, it's less than 1 because there's hardly any calories in it. But when it comes to micronutrients, nobody's calorie deprived, so that's not our problem. Our problem is we're not getting the oil in the machinery. So when it comes to micronutrition, Juice Plus gives you over 30 servings that you're not getting otherwise. So before I even put anything into my mouth, if I take my capsules, I am getting the nutrition, and I'm seeing some question, organic. It's better than organic. It's tested for organic. It's 10 times cleaner than organic. It's tested for herbicides, pesticides, fungicides. It's tested for every chemical known to mankind.
Non-GMOs, yeah.
Yeah, and it gets into the body, and we have research behind it. So it's so important that people understand that they need much more plant nutrition than they understand, because, again, everywhere you look, everyone will misguide you and argue about things that are really not that important. High fat, low fat, high protein, low protein, high carbohydrate, low carbohydrate. If you eat a variety of plants have proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, but they also have micronutrition. And so, if people are not eating enough, and believe me, nobody's eating enough. Like, I actually now eat only plants. I've decided to simplify my life. I can't be bothered with all these different concepts, so I just eat plants. It's very simple for me. I'm not saying that everybody has to do that, but what you can do is very simple. One simple change, which is start taking these capsules. So you put some oil in the tank. You're not getting enough oil in the tank right now.
In the other word, if I want to explain what I heard is, if you imagine a big clock, macronutrients are like the big pieces that you see, maybe 3-4 big this circle things in a machine that they work. There are hundreds of tiny springs and gears and stuff that you might not even see them, but they're working. And in order for the big clock to work, all of these small things are needed. Doesn't matter that if it's like 1,000 milligrams or as trace elements, maybe just as little as 1% of that amount. But we need them all, and we don't know them all. That's the thing. So I remember my grandmother used to give us a lot of vegetables and stuff, and so she was not an educated woman, but when she was trying to encourage us to eat it, she said, it's good for you, eat it. It's good for you. She didn't know why, but so of course even my grandma knew that. So it's vegetable, it's fresh, it's good for you, eat it. You don't need to know what exactly is in it to extract it, to multiply it and put it in like a vitamin supplement. If you have access to this organic, fresh, plant-based, the whole thing, so of course it's better than any kind of like supplements. But how do they make it? And what actually now, so we're talking about Juice Plus itself after the introduction of macro and micronutrition. But how do they make it? This is a question that sometimes I see that people ask.
Yeah, well, how they make it is they work with farmers that are small to mid-sized farms. So first of all, these are people that care about the soil, because our soils today are so depleted. And they care about the fertilizers they use. They're responsible farmers, right? And then they grow the produce to vine ripen. It's really important to ripen it on the plant, because that's when they're going to have the most nutrient density, right? And then that's what basically is frozen on site. So if you freeze fruits and vegetables right there on the site, frozen vegetables that you buy have sometimes more nutrition, not sometimes, usually much more nutrition than the fresh stuff that's been sitting on the shelf and just slowly degrading. So the frozen thing is, the frozen fruits and vegetables are put into this big grinding machine, right? And it grinds it all up, and it grinds up the whole thing. That's what's really cool, is that it grinds up, let's say, the rind of the orange, including the orange, because you know what? The rind of the orange has more nutrients that are going to give you glowing skin, for instance, like the flavonoids. I mean, beauty products today, people are putting topical vitamin C and other peptides from citrus fruits on their face. Well, it's better from the inside out, and we have research showing Juice Plus improves your skin. So you're getting the rind of the orange, you're getting the core of the pineapple, which has really nice anti-inflammatory enzymes. You're getting the greens of the carrots that are bitter that people throw away, but that has so much nutrition in it. So you're getting parts that you wouldn't normally eat. That's why people say, "Oh, I can just eat more fruits and vegetables." Like, you can't eat what's in Juice Plus. Like, it gives you like a bigger variety of nutrition, more like how we ate as nomads. When we were nomads back in time, we weren't so picky. We weren't such picky eaters. We would eat tree bark and grub and much more bitter things. And nomads today still eat like that. They get like 200 grams of fiber a day. They get a variety of plants. They get over 200 plants in their diet every day, right?
And when you talk about vegetables, taking vegetables, people say, "Yeah, I eat potatoes." I mean, this is not vegetable. This is not what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's a root vegetable, but it's there's nothing wrong with the potato, but it doesn't have you need leafy greens to get the calcium that your body needs. Taking a calcium supplement is not going to deliver calcium to your bones, but eating leafy greens will be more bioavailable to your bodies. You need the rainbow diet. You need all the colors. You need the reds, the lycopenes, and the tomatoes. Why does a tomato never sunburn? Because it has lycopenes. And so when we eat the lycopenes, it protects our skin from UV radiation. So these are the kinds of protection that we get from plants that we don't normally get. You need cruciferous vegetables. Yes, somebody's putting in. You need all those things. And that's what Juice Plus is, a wide variety of nutrients like that every single day. And berries, the berry blend, oh my gosh, who's eating bilberries? Like, where do you even find bilberries, right? Some of these wild berries that are in the product, you're not going to find in the market. And so it's a very inexpensive way to cover the most fundamental thing that we're missing in our diet today. It's the one thing that I have found. And honestly, I am in this field, Iman. Dr. Iman, I wake up and I breathe the nutrition. This is my love language. This is what I talk about. And I research, and if something else came along that was better, I would tell people. But nothing has come along that is better than this. It is the best variety. And people are putting amla, Indian gooseberry. Yes, wonderful. There are certain specific fruits and vegetables that are really great. But what I love about Juice Plus, it's this variety that you're getting every single day. It's really hard to replicate in a diet. And it works. It's like the cost of a cup of coffee, honestly. At Starbucks, you'll probably spend more money when you walk into Starbucks than you would on your daily Juice Plus.
Absolutely.
So it's very cost effective as well.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that I met you and that you introduced Juice Plus to me about 4 months ago. And now I started my second package because they send every four months. Every 4 months supply. And honestly, I can feel it every aspect of my life. Something hard about Juice Plus is to explain is because it's good for everything. You cannot say this is just for skin or your gut health or your lung health or your mood or your weight control, and it's good for everything. And I've been taking it for 4 months, and after like about 2 months or maybe 6 weeks, I was confident enough to bring it on in my platform. And because my mission is to expand horizon, all aspects of health, and of course what you eat is important. Let's just jump to because so far I know that it's not hard to sell the idea of fruits and vegetables and berries are good for you. It's not expensive. It's actually reasonably cheap if you want to think about like a container of just maybe a strawberry a day.
Right.
It's $5 or something. And so the idea is awesome. The price is reasonable, more than reasonable. And let's talk about the business plan, that how it can help. Because again, this was, as I said, that it's supporting all aspects of life and health, which financial freedom is one of them. So how does, I wanted you to, to talk about it last week. You were not here, but because my target, let's say, audience for this message are people who are looking for maybe a side business or a financial freedom. How does that work for them?
Well, that is a really good topic to discuss, especially I know so much of your audience is women, and how much you're in support of helping women. And, of course, men can join too, but this is something that I didn't understand until I was in it. I was not a business person. I was a researcher, and I didn't think much about making money and etc. However, to do something that you love and are passionate about, and people can hear that passion in your voice, like hopefully people can feel. I mean, if I sound like a salesperson, so be it, but I'm selling you on something because I'm very, very clear that if you spend money on Juice Plus today, you will save money on pharmaceuticals and unnecessary medical interventions down the road. And with all respect to you, Dr. Iman, as a doctor, I think you'd agree that you'd much rather help your patients be healthy rather than trying to fix them after things are broken, because that's a much longer path back, and it can be done.
If that's a big if you can, even, because most of the chronic care is like management, not treatment.
Right, exactly. So I'm trying to get people away from managed care, sick care, instead of health care. Like Juice Plus is health care. So if this is a topic that I see a lot of hearts, if this is speaking to your heart, please understand that there is a company here where you can get so much free training to help you succeed. We are here to help one another succeed. And that is a business model. Like if you want to work for somebody else, if you have a job, some people love their job, and that's great, but please understand the structure of a job is typically, for most people that have a job, they're helping somebody else get rich. They're helping somebody else make money. There's an entrepreneur in the picture who's making money and employing you to help them get rich, right? They may be paying you by the hour or whatever, but you are trading hours for dollars. And that's an important concept. You only have, what's more valuable than anything is your time, right? And because Juice Plus is such a great product, it sells itself to the right people that understand that their health is valuable to them. People, like I understood, I wanted it right away. I got it, and I didn't. Some people need a little more convincing to understand that it's not just another vitamin pill that you find on the shelf. It might look like a vitamin bottle, but it's not. It really is food. But once you get past that, if people take the product regularly, especially if they get through that first 4 months, they're going to be like you. They're like, this stuff is helping in ways that I never even expected. Like this is helping everything over time. My skin is improving, my hair is growing, my nails are longer, and and then if you have particular health conditions, your doctor might tell you, wow, your blood work is improving, or I noticed I didn't get sick this whole cold flu season, or whatever's going on. And people are becoming more aware of their health. Imagine this. You do the work once to explain this to a customer, you make sure they create the habit, then for the rest of their life, they're going to take Juice Plus. So now you're creating a residual source of income, and that starts to add up. And, honestly, I don't have to work today. I don't have to be here. I don't have to do this. I honestly do this because I have the same passion today, probably more so because the more people are unhealthy and more people are trying to become more health conscious, and the world is more polluted. The need for it is even higher today. And my belief over the years from helping so many people is stronger today, obviously. So I do it still for the passion, but as you said, last week I wasn't here because I could choose when I work, right? I could say, Dr. Iman, I won't be joining you online because I'm really going to be skiing with my husband the whole week, and I get to choose my hours. And that time freedom, I'm not saying, I don't like to say passive income because there's no income that's truly passive. That is a misnomer. But I would say, honestly, 80% of my income actually is passive because you can grow a team and you can leverage yourself. Like if you believe in it, then other people can join you in the business. And I think people don't we're not your typical MLM. Like I'm not here. Most MLM people with no offense to anyone really, but I'm not the kind of person that's going to advertise, look at my fancy house, or look at how much money is in my bank account, or look how big my paycheck is. That's not how we talk at the Juice Plus company. We talk like, hey, this is a great product, and the people that join us, it's because the product has worked for them, and they can't shut up about it. They have to tell people. They're like, people need to know that this product exists, and that's why people sign up. So if this speaks to you, definitely, you can tell them how they can get a hold of you. But like we are actively looking for health warriors to help spread the word.
Absolutely, especially now after this pandemic, and we learned that first of all we need to be in charge for our health. It's not because doctors and healthcare systems are not capable, but they are there for acute care, and they are there for when things go wrong. But now we know how important it is to be responsible for our health. On the other hand, it's now time that we see everyone is trying to find a business for themselves, not, as you mentioned, working for some other people or in corporate or something like this. That's all about, as they say, it's great resignation. So people are trying to find a new way out. And what actually Juice Plus is offering is financial freedom, it's better health, it's better nutrition, better people around you. And I love people who actually gather around this Juice Plus, and I've been spending more and more time with them. And the support that we provide and Juice Plus company provide, I see that I spent hours of my week sitting with them in our meetings, try to support, teach, and learn from each other. That is the culture of support that is my favorite part. Plus so many other positive aspects that we haven't even talked about, like the child support that that you can support, you can sponsor a child with your order, or many other stuff that is happening there. Thank you so much, Dr. Mitra. As always, it was amazing to talk to you today again. And if you have you notice any question, you want to add some comments?
I see a couple of questions I wanted to make sure I address. Some people said, do you have to be a vegetarian or vegan to eat Juice Plus? No, you can follow any diet and take Juice Plus. And somebody asked about IBS. It doesn't matter what condition you have. It really doesn't. Nutrition is going to help, and it's going to help a lot. In fact, it's your path back to better health, regardless of what condition you've been diagnosed as. It's kind of like saying, the best way to answer, can I take Juice Plus if I have IBS, or if I have blank, 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 fill in the blank? The question is, can you eat a salad? Can you eat a fruit salad? Can you eat a vegetable salad? Yes, then you can take Juice Plus. It's literally salad in a capsule. If you have a doctor that's saying that you cannot take Juice Plus, you need to get a different doctor. You need to talk to Dr. Iman. Basically, really, prevention is the key, and slowing down the aging process and even reversing disease. It all means better nutrition. And this is the most power-packed nutrition. You can ask Google or Siri, what is the most researched nutritional product on the market? And the answer is Juice Plus.
And I noticed that some of my friends asked about where it is available. It's now available in over 20 countries, and 20 plus, I guess. Canada, US, Mexico, almost all around Europe, UAE, Dubai, Australia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Now it's available there.
As well.
Excuse me?
UAE.
UAE,
as
of
well.
course. Yeah, Dubai as well. And they are working to make it there in India and maybe Turkey and other countries. But for now, in Middle East, it's just in Dubai. And yeah, so
if they go to your website, iman1.juiceplus.com, you can change the country. You can drop down and see what countries are there. And that way you can find out if it ships
it is
to your
available
country.
in Dubai as well. So you can go to my website, iman1.juiceplus.com, this beautiful website that you see. If you start your own business, you will have the same website for yourself. If you're ready to order, you can do it, and you will be added to the customers list, and I will contact you. We will have the discussion. If you want to have more information, or if you still have questions, on my bio there is a link to WhatsApp Business. You can use the link tree and send me a direct message on WhatsApp. Ask your questions. I will be there for you, answer your questions. And even sometimes I have had this talk with some of my friends who have some health challenges that they are more concerned. They want to schedule a call. So there is an option there. You can schedule a call, a 15-minute free health coaching call with me, and we will discuss more details, and I will be there to help you to make the best decision for your health.
Thank you so much, Iman. It's been nice to chat with people today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mitra. It was always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. All righty. So, yeah. So again, Canada, US, Mexico, Europe, Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. If you directly go to the website that I mentioned there, and it is also available on my bio, you can find it, iman1.juiceplus.com. You can easily make your order, and UK, of course, yeah. And if you have questions, please send me a WhatsApp message on my bio, Linktree, WhatsApp Business. And if you think that you need more information detailed and maybe some health challenges that you're struggling with, book a call with me, schedule a call, and I will be there to answer all your questions. Thank you so much. We are going to shorten a little bit of this sessions every day from 90 minutes. I'm targeting for something between 45 to 60 minutes, maybe less or more. I mean, that is the better practice for now. Today it was our session. I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you had some value here, and thank you for watching. Today later at around 4:30 I have a podcast that you can find it on my story. I'm a guest of Dia podcast. It's really exciting, so make sure you join there and watch the interview. Love you all, and have a beautiful day, night, morning, wherever you are, whatever you do. Take care of yourself and smile more. Love you all.